freelancing education in light of the latest technology. Then, would you please welcome Mr. Nizar Sami, the panel moderator, who is a project officer at the United Nations Development Program and the founder of Nightpreneurs Initiative. And would you please welcome the panelists, Dr. Alain Cappuccici, Mr. Alfred John, Dr. Atif Al-Shabrawi, Dr. Hisham Farouk, and Ms. Nermeen Al-Nibr. Mr. Nizar, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. How are you all? Fine? So, can you give me your feedback about the day? How was it? Excellent? Huh? Very excellent? Very useful. Okay, thank you very much. So the session right now is all about entrepreneurship and freelancing. And part of the challenges when we talk about entrepreneurship is why we are here. What shall we do? And what does it mean? And a lot of things. So I'm really very delighted to have a very distinguished panelists. They are experts in their field. But we need to walk the talk, as we say. So part of entrepreneurship is to do what we call pitching. So how to pitch your idea, how to pitch your statement, okay? The thesis, if you are doing an acceleration program. So right now, first of all, this is a session after the break, and it's very challenging because with the weather and timing, and you started your journey to come, so you may feel a bit going into the mode of hibernation a little bit. So I will ask you, all of you, to stand up. Please stand up. Yalla bina. Stand up, all of us. Yalla, yalla, yalla. Stand up. Okay? Tamam? Please. So before we welcome our distinguished speakers, okay, and panelists, how many new contacts did you do today or you achieved? Talk to people that you don't know before, you ask them for their mobile phone numbers or their emails to exchange something, to build your own contacts, build your own database. Did you do that? Whoever did that, please raise your hand. Wow. Okay. So, right now, we need to create a huge buzz in the room. Okay? So I need the people or delegates from this place to move to the other place and so on and so forth. And there will be some awards, financial awards, for those who will be able to collect as maximum numbers of contacts and ask them about your story. So we have 2 minutes, and during the 2 minutes, you need to speak to anybody in the room, okay, and tell the story of your life. For instance, I will say, okay, hello, Mr. X, my name is so and so and so, I studied this, this is my first time to Alexandria, I like so and so and so, these are my superpowers. I'm very good in do that. And then, okay, hi Mr. Y, I am so and so and so, and then give the story. After you finish, switch to another person, third, fourth, and so on and so forth, and you have 2 minutes. The ones are going to receive the financial award are those who will be able to talk to as many friends as they can in 2 minutes. So I want you to jump over the seats, coming over the place, and show me how many of new contacts you will be able to do it in 2 minutes time. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, go! يلا ها show me.
احنا نتفسح بقى واحنا قاعدين نعمل ايه طيب؟ احنا نتفسح يعني؟
Why you didn't come to the stage and ask our speakers to يلا, we have 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Did you manage to talk to more than 25 persons? You did that? Oh, more than 25. No, Nasaba. Okay. Okay. So from 20 to 24. No? In 2 minutes? Yes? No way. Impossible is nothing. This is one of the rule of thumbs. To be an entrepreneur, impossible, it means I am possible. Okay? This is how you need to move with your challenge in life. So from 16 to 20, did you manage to talk to 16 to 20? Huh? Did anybody manage to talk to, or to know more than from 16 persons to 20? No? Type. From 10 to 15?
Yeah, absolutely.
برضو? Huh? 10 to 15? Okay, please come to the stage.
Sangor is
Okay?
but they are not here.
Came.
Yeah, the most of
Okay.
are now Sangor University.
From 6 to 10. Okay, please join. Okay,
She's one of my.
so the next question
She's very clever.
for those are on stage that you're going to summarize those names and numbers.
She's from Haiti.
So in order to receive the prize, you have to tell us those 10 persons you talked to who are there. Okay, get your phone. Okay? So let's start with you. Introduce yourself and tell us where are you from, and then give us idea about what you collect.
Je vais parler en français.
Oui, 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 parle français. Oui, oui, parle français.
Bonjour à toutes et à tous. Je suis Shehdت Sani. Je suis auditeur gouvernance et management public à l'université Sengor. J'ai pu collecter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 contacts. 8. Okay. J'ai pu collecter 8 nouveaux contacts. Et c'est quand même fabuleux la façon dont on peut rapidement, lorsqu'on se lance un challenge, de recevoir. Et je vais donner peut-être mon astuce. Salut, je m'appelle Shehdت Sani et puis je suis auditrice à Sengor. Est-ce que je peux avoir ton numéro? Après, je t'écris. Tout simplement comme ça. Et oui, et comme ça. Et j'ai fini.
Stage.
My name is Toka. I'm 29 years old. Graduated from faculty for its psychology department. I'm working as a call center advisor. I've been working for around 6 years. I collected 10 contacts. 5 were African people. You know, just their names. I just, saved their names. So they are in my contact list, but I'm not able to find them. Pupa, Sengo, I remember them. I remember they were standing here. They are in Sengor University. They can raise their hands. They were friends, yes. They were Muhammad Hisham also. I took his number, and there were 3 girls, I think, there.
Oui, oui, c'est bien moi. Je cherche quelque chose pour noter.
That's it, I think.
Hi, my name is Abdurrahman. I'm a student at Faculty of Business. First thing first, I lied about the number I give. I think I get like 5 contacts, but the thing is, in the past 2 days, I've been collecting LinkedIn profiles throughout this panel. Also, I would contacting with the lectures after every lecture. I've tried to reach them on the social media, and eventually I've get their numbers and the materials they have explained and elaborated during the workshops yesterday. The thing is, in these 2 minutes, I didn't rely on how much context I can get, but why and who I need to contact for. For example, if I need a fund, I've contacted or I need some consultation. Then I get to Mr. Alfred and Mr. Salah. By that I can have like a free consultation about the idea I wanna go. And second thing, I wanna discover the African labor market and what is the main industries. Then I get to one. His name is Guy. Raise your hand, please. Guy, I think. Guy, yeah. Thank you. That's it. It's not about the quantitative, but the quality of this.
Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. خليك فين اقعد لسه بدري. Okay. So what do you expect to receive from this envelope? It has some money. Can you guess how much is it in this? It's something that is really priceless. So, can you think what's the amount of money in this envelope? No. Well, consider this money is the first investment. You will be able to receive it from someone because you talked about finance and funding. So this is the first time you're going to receive some money as a fund to start your own business or to start your own idea. Okay? So please. Thank you very much. Would you please open and see what's inside? This is really priceless because you'll not be able to find it anymore. ما حدش هيديك فلوس بعد كده. Nobody's going to give you this money again. It's 50 piasters. These are things that are not being printed anymore. So keep it with you. This is the starting point for your investment. Thank you very much. Let's give them a hand. Thank you very much. Okay? Yalla, have a seat. So, thank you. The same thing we are going to do with our distinguished speakers. So I ask all of our delighted speakers, Ayman, Atif, and Alfred, Nermeen, please come to the stage. And we have online, we have Alan and Hisham. Please just come to stage. Yalla, Dr. Yeah, please join here. تعالوا هنا. Yeah, it's a casual thing. ايوه يلا ما احنا لازم نخطف الناس كده. Okay, so I'm going to ask you please pitch. Who are you? What do you do? In 30 seconds. You are the masters. Those are Dr. Atif. He has like an amazing profile serving about social innovation, social entrepreneurship, and he has a remarkable things to do in the region as well. So he's going to pitch his idea. Who is Atif al-Shabrawi? The same thing with Alfred. Okay, same thing with Alan online and Hisham, and then Nermeen, our female and lady and the suite of the panel. So ladies first, gender equality, SDG number so and so and so. Ladies first. Okay, so Nermeen, floor is yours. 30 seconds. Who are you to make everybody try to contact with you soon?
It's my pleasure to be the only female on the stage. Hello, everybody. My name is Nermeen Al-Namr. I'm the founder and CEO of Al Harifa platform and community. We are the first platform for freelancers and remote employees in Egypt, and we have almost 50,000 talents and employers in our country.
Wow, thank you very much, Nermeen. Thank you. Just in time. Alfred.
I'm very happy to be here. My name is Alfred Seni. I am a co-founder of ST Consult. I'm also the director of Employability Africa. We train young people on employability. We do a 2 weeks program 2 times a year with students and university graduates. In my other time, I train organizations on team building and customer experience.
Wow, thank you. Dr. Atif.
Je m'appelle Atif al-Shabrawi, je parle français.
Français, arabe, كله شغال.
On a des amis. Je m'appelle Atif al-Shabrawi, je suis ingénieur, mais je me suis converti vers la finance. Donc, je fais 44 pays au monde, je travaille dans 22 pays. je travaillais pour le gouvernement, pour les NGO, pour la banque, pour les Nations Unies et la Banque mondiale. Et j'ai créé 2 entreprises qui ne sont pas en Égypte. Merci.
Thank you. Merci. عايزين online Alan.
Oui, bonsoir à tous. J'espère que vous m'entendez.
Oui.
Ok, je suis docteur Alain Kapouchichi. Je suis président de CERCO. CERCO, en fait, c'est un groupe, on fabrique des smartphones. On a une usine, on fabrique des smartphones. Mais en même temps, en fait, on forme des entrepreneurs, on forme des freelancers, donc dans un groupe de formation. Et je suis très heureux de partager un peu l'expérience à la fois donc, de formation, mais aussi d'innovation avec toute l'assistance. Donc, très heureux de participer à cette conférence.
Thank you. Perfect. Thank you. Dr. Hisham.
Good evening. My colleague and my friend, my dear friend, Engineer Nizar. I'm Hisham Farouk. I'm professor in Electronic Communication Engineering, Electronic Research Institute, and Technology Development Advisor in Ministry of Communication and Information Technology. I'm managing some initiatives related to capacity buildings and freelancing entrepreneur directly to employment, reflecting on employment and the requirement in ICT community job allocated. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hisham. Now, please, let's all have a seat and enjoy our ride, or enjoy the journey of addressing the key aspects of entrepreneurship with respect and with the relationship to freelancing and freelancing education. So please try to maximize the benefit from our distinguished speakers, okay? Then I promise that we will have also some prizes at the end, okay, for those who will be able to answer questions or to give some questions to our panelists, okay? So let's start with the scope of the panel. We're going to talk about, as I mentioned earlier, about the entrepreneurship and with respect to the freelancing. And let me go to Alan. And Alan, from your point of view and your expertise, how do you think that technology being used in the personalization or the personalized and customization of learning and customizing learning experience to entrepreneurs and freelancing in Africa? So the use of technology and the role of technology for the freelancing businesses and entrepreneurship in Africa. Can you give us some insights about that? And you are an ICT and have been recognized as a very recognition awards in place. Please, Alan, floor is yours.
Merci beaucoup. Je vais y aller en français, ça va être un peu plus, parce qu'on m'a dit qu'à la francophonie, à l'Université Sengor, on parle français et anglais, donc on va y aller en français. Ce que je peux dire d'abord, c'est qu'on doit faire le constat général que les jeunes que nous formons seront majoritairement employés, soit dans des startups, soit en créant leur propre startup, soit en devenant des freelancers. Parce qu'aujourd'hui, le marché de l'emploi est devenu assez complexe et les États ne peuvent plus recruter tout le monde et les entreprises, de plus en plus, ont du mal à intégrer les jeunes. Donc, il faut comprendre que 80 à 90% des jeunes, s'ils veulent avoir des chances d'insertion aujourd'hui, doivent viser créer leur start-up ou bien devenir freelancer. Donc, c'est pourquoi le sujet de ce matin, le sujet est très intéressant. Maintenant, le modèle en fait de formation que nous avons aujourd'hui qui repose sur les écoles traditionnelles, il faut réinventer cette école-là, ok, pour pouvoir former non pas des gens qui vont juste reproduire des choses comme des soldats ou bien des moines, mais des gens capables en fait donc de créer, donc d'innover, donc des personnes en fait qui peuvent être des entrepreneurs, des start-upers ou bien des freelancers. Et donc ça demande en fait qu'on revoie la formation non pas uniquement dans l'essence donc des technologies, mais aussi en remodelant les formations pour que les étudiants aient ce qu'on appelle des parcours individualisés. Parce qu'un entrepreneur, ce n'est pas sa formation qui définit en fait son activité, mais c'est sa passion beaucoup plus et c'est son marché. Donc, c'est important en fait que les écoles évoluent vers un modèle en fait d'individualisation de parcours pour qu'on oublie plus les filières et qu'on s'attaque plutôt à ce que les étudiants doivent pouvoir faire par eux-mêmes avec des cours qui ne sont pas imposés, qu'ils choisissent par eux-mêmes pour pouvoir avancer. Évidemment, au-delà de leur passion, il faut qu'ils aient des compétences en matière de, de compétences molles, donc tout ce qui concerne la créativité, l'innovation, la résolution de problèmes, etc. Et donc ça, c'est le socle. Évidemment, après, les tendances technologiques sont importantes pour amener en fait l'apprenant à devenir quelqu'un qui peut créer quelque chose de nouveau, donc pour impacter dans sa communauté. Donc aujourd'hui, on constate bien que les tendances technologiques qui vont influencer le futur, c'est par exemple l'intelligence artificielle, c'est le big data, c'est la réalité augmentée, les objets connectés, la blockchain. Et donc nous, à CERCO, parce que moi je dirige une école de formation où on forme des entrepreneurs, on les prépare vraiment à ce monde de demain, on permet à tous les jeunes, quelle que soit leur filière, de pouvoir toucher à cette tendance-là technologique et de côtoyer des personnes pour travailler de manière à créer des choses nouvelles donc, dans cette communauté. Donc, je dirais que beaucoup de gens en fait se focalisent sur les technologies pour former, mais aujourd'hui, il faut comprendre que les technologies deviennent de plus en plus accessibles et remodeler les formations, c'est organiser la formation de telle manière que l'étudiant soit de plus en plus libre, qu'il ait un parcours flexible, individualisé, de telle manière qu'il arrive en fait à créer plus facilement en tenant compte de sa passion. Donc c'est ce que je peux dire d'entrée de jeu. Nous, on l'applique comment? On l'applique non pas en mettant uniquement des plateformes en place. C'est important, les plateformes, pour gamifier l'apprentissage de l'apprenant, mais au-delà de ça, on va pouvoir en fait, par exemple, à travers des activités, par exemple, de formation de service militaire, apprendre aux étudiants la résilience, l'endurance, etc., la rigueur, la ponctualité, ou bien des activités où nous allons les mettre dans un jeu d'apprentissage où ils vont apprendre par eux-mêmes, non pas avec des professeurs, mais en gamifiant l'apprentissage de telle manière qu'ils vont soumettre des projets à temps, apprendre la gestion de projet, travailler en groupe et être capable vraiment de négocier pour avancer, parce que c'est des compétences molles qui permettront après aux entrepreneurs de demain de pouvoir donc être autonomes totalement. Voilà donc ce que je peux dire en fait sur l'orientation, donc sur l'enseignement supérieur. J'ai beaucoup travaillé sur ces sujets-là et je suis très triste quand je vois aujourd'hui l'enseignement tel qu'il est pratiqué dans nos pays, qui ne fasse pas rêver les jeunes et qui ne permettent pas aujourd'hui de répondre au monde du travail tel qu'on peut l'envisager dans les 5, 10, 20 prochaines années.
Thank you very much, Alan, for the insights and addressing the role of platforms and technologies and fostering the self-learning. And to move in this direction, I'd like to direct my next question to Alfred, where we were discussing something related to informal education. So can you please tell us what is informal education, how does it mean, what does it encompass, and how this will help us to formulate and to build up a system for better learning?
Thank you very much. So a bit of context, before we had formal education, which is you start with primary school, secondary school, you go all the way to university. We already had informal education embedded in our communities and our societies across Africa. And what was the role of informal education? Maybe it's good to just be reminded a little bit. So it was a way of passing skills, information and knowledge from one generation to another. So that means you would have, within a particular tribe or within a particular group of people, you'd have particular skills that are frequently found within a specific clan or particular bloodline. And so you'd have a family of people who are medicine, they're known for medicine, a family that are known for being warriors or people of war. And then you'd have obvious farmers and all kinds of skills, as well as other crafts. So when we started after colonialism, obviously, or during colonialism, when we started it wasn't imported, it was kind of imposed, informal education, which has benefits. I'm not undermining the benefits, but it's good to understand there are limitations of formal education. And so when we talk about informal education, we can also be described as experiential learning, right? And the whole idea is learning outside the curriculum. And why I try to emphasize this is because our universities are not able to cope with the pace of change, all right? So what you study today at university, it's so far away from what is required in the private sector. I know we'll be diving deeper into that during our conversation, but the only way we are going to be able to bridge the gap, or at least one of the ways we are going to be able to bridge the gap, is trying to understand different avenues that we can use to equip our young people, okay, and finding systematic ways of passing knowledge from one person to another. And this means that also trying to understand the history of Africa, how we used to pass knowledge from one person to another, including entrepreneurship knowledge. So in some tribes in Nigeria, they have apprenticeship as part of informal education. And apprenticeship, the way it works traditionally in some of the tribe, a successful businessman will take on a young man and they would train that young man to become a business owner in a period of about 3 years, okay? And this person will be under the shoulder or under the wings of experienced business owner. And this is why this particular tribe, I don't remember exactly the name of that tribe, is one of the tribes in Nigeria with billionaires, okay? And we're talking about billionaires in dollars, so it's not billionaires in Nigerian currency. So I think informal education is, first of all, is undermined, and this is one of the things we try to address, I will try to talk about. It's undermined. We think that informal education is below or is less important than formal. That's not true. Second thing, we think informal education is for poor and rural community. So that's when we talk about misconception of informal education, which is we need to understand what do we mean by informal education and try to address some of the misconceptions before we have any discussion on how we are going to benefit from implementing informal education within our community and societies.
Thank you very much for your insights. Based on Alfred's statements, Dr. Atif, and you are the expert in policy making, and you're already advisor to not even organizations, but even to countries passing through in the Middle East, Bahrain, Egypt, Iraq, and so on and so forth. Can you give us a glimpse about the role of government and policymakers that needs to be there to support entrepreneurship and freelancing, and in particular, education in this aspect? Tell us about, from experience, how this should be there.
Can I go for the presentation?
Please.
Quick presentation?
This is a very casual thing because we are entrepreneurs, okay? We need just to be like very spontaneous. So, Dr. Atif, please.
Je vais parler en français. أتكلم بالفرنساوي سريعا. ممكن تشغلي بس البرزنتيشن. Je ne vais pas prendre beaucoup de temps. Docteur Nizar m'a posé trois questions. Et je vais répondre rapidement aux trois. البرزنتيشن عبارة عن 3 أسئلة هديهم سؤال. OK. La première question, qu'est-ce qu'ils font les gouvernements? Il faut comprendre que nous vivons actuellement dans ce qu'on appelle l'ère de l'entrepreneuriat. OK? احنا عايشين في عصر ريادة الأعمال. Si vous regardez le chiffre devant vous, chaque matin, il y a à peu près 140 000 entreprises créées dans le monde. Il y a 300 millions d'habitants qui essaient de se lancer dans l'entrepreneuriat. في 300 مليون واحد بيحاولوا كل سنة يحاولوا يبدأوا مشروعات. Nous avons à peu près 60 millions de freelancers dans les États-Unis, à peu près 33 millions de freelancers en Grande-Bretagne. Okay? Je m'excuse pour les chiffres derrière, mais on a à peu près 600 millions PME dans le monde. عندنا 600 مليون شركة صغيرة متوسطة في العالم. Nous vivons actuellement dans l'ère de l'entrepreneuriat. Tout le monde veut être entrepreneur. Donc, on ne peut pas imaginer un État, un gouvernement où tout le monde veut faire quelque chose et ce n'est pas automatique. Les deux courbes là, vous voyez, le nombre de l'entreprise au Grande-Bretagne, vous voyez la flèche là monte et vous voyez le nombre de freelancers aux États-Unis. Okay? Donc, cet événement que je remercie la Bibliothèque d'Alexandrie de l'organiser est bien lancé parce que nous sommes actuellement dans l'ère où tout le monde veut faire ça. Pour répondre à Dr Nizar, les États actuellement peuvent faire trois choses. اوكي اي حكومه في العالم هتعمل ثلاث حاجات. La première c'est l'éducation, la préparation, la formation pour l'entrepreneuriat, quel que soit le type de l'entrepreneuriat, mais il faut former, éduquer et donner des conseils et l'accompagnement, quel que soit à l'université, à l'entrepreneur, le pépinière d'entreprise, incubateur, يبقى التعليم والتربيه والارشاد. Le deuxième c'est avoir des financements adéquats à chaque étape, à chaque morceau de projet. في واحد يعمل ستارت اب، في واحد يعمل مشروع في البيت، بيعمل واحده بتعمل اكل بتعبيه، الاخت هتورينا بلاتفورم. كل واحد محتاج تمويل مختلف عن الاخر. Chacun a besoin d'un financement différent. Donc on doit avoir le menu de financement dans où nous sommes. On ne peut pas avoir un seul financement et disons qu'on va en fait améliorer l'entrepreneuriat. La troisième, pour finir, c'est permettre à ces gens-là d'accéder au marché. Vous voulez vendre, donc l'État veut vous laisser en fait vendre librement. Et la plus grosse en fait acheteur dans tous les États, ce sont le gouvernement. أكبر مشتري في أي دولة هو الحكومة. اللي يعرف يبيع أي سلعة للحكومة هيبقى مليونير. اللي مش هيعرف يبيع في بلده سلعة للحكومة مش هيعرف يبيعها لأي حد تاني. أوكي؟ Ça c'est la première question. Merci.
Thank you. You would like to take them all? No, just okay. Now let's please thank you, Dr. Atif, for your interventions, and I really loved the numbers and the role of the government and policies and the policymaker to support this. And now let's take a deep dive because we are here in Egypt and we have Dr. Hisham Farouk with us. Hisham was the senior advisor to the Minister of Higher Education for Digital Transformation, as well as he is a consultant for different entities related to digital transformation. So, Dr. Hisham, from your point of view, and you are a technology expert by specialization and by field, how can the latest technology be used to address specific needs and challenges for entrepreneurship and freelancing education in Egypt? So there are many technologies, so how we can make them available to address the needs and the challenges for entrepreneurship and freelancing education. Dr. Hisham, floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nizar. Excellent questions. الحقيقة هو these days the technology help us a lot in communicating and in marketing, in selling. Maybe very small things to be sold or to be services introduced through a social network or different e-commerce platform, different channel of communication. And this help a lot the freelancer and the entrepreneur. And sometimes there is a confusion between freelancer and the entrepreneur, how to start up your private business or how to work on a different international platform as a freelancer. So the technology available nowadays, especially, for example, the AI, generative AI, and these tools help us a lot in preparing our private business. Maybe sometimes considered how to write your proposal. Some of the freelancer suffer from proposing documents to bid for a job. Now the GPTs may help the freelancer a lot to prepare a professional or perfect proposals to introduce a job. The remaining part is how to introduce yourself through the online interviews through tools. This is some skills could be gained with some efforts. So the many tools could help the freelancer and the entrepreneur to enlarge the scope of work in this private business. We take the chance of these skills available right now as a technology, and the Ministry of Communication start launching a huge initiative called Digital Egypt Generations. And under the Digital Egypt Generation, we start dividing it into 4 skill groups according to the ages. Digital Egypt Marvels, Digital Egypt Cups, Digital Egypt Pioneers, and Digital Egypt Builders, different age for the citizens to build the capacity to be a freelancer. And this is considered a way of exporting technologies, exporting skills, exporting Egypt to work as how to export goods from Egypt to outside through the ICT community by working in different tracks, more than 60 different tracks, from digital arts, from software development, from AI, data analytics, and so on and so forth. So technologies is a very big tools right now. I can make my own page with $1 cost per month and sell, work as a broker from between the producer and the consumer. Many simple things I can do just from a hook on the internet, through any device, from laptop, from mobile, and make my own business as simple as that. This is a very huge opportunity for the new generations across all over the world, especially for the development countries in Africa, Egypt, any African country wanted to take the chance of enlarging the opportunity for their citizens.
Thank you, Dr. Hisham, for the very insightful directions. And now, this is the real entrepreneur, an example. I met Nermeen in Startup Cup competition, and that was back to 2017 at that time, and she was trying to dictate something in the competition to start her own business, and now all of a sudden she flipped that. She successfully managed to take it to a complete shift, paradigm shift actually, in mindset, in way of thinking. And then she came up with Al-Harrifa, where it's a platform to promote freelancing. So Nermeen, from your point of view, what are the unique challenges and opportunities are there for entrepreneurship and freelancing education? Could be in Egypt, could be in Africa. You already, you get your hands wet when you dealt with them. And if there any cultural dimension or economical dimension impacting these challenges, if you can give us from your hands-on experience about that, again, the role of, or the opportunities and challenges that we have in freelancing education from your point of view.
Thank you, Doctor, for the introduction, and you gave me good memories in the past 6 or 7 years ago. This is my entrepreneurship journey. Actually, it was a transformational journey for me. I can start with the opportunities, not the obstacles or the, because I'm trying all the time to sharing the positive energy. Let's start with the opportunities. Our event today is an opportunity to talking about or speaking about freelancing and entrepreneurship. From 5 or 6 years ago, I dreamed about these opportunities that all of people here in Egypt and Africa talking about freelancing. Also, nowadays, we have a lot of initiatives, a lot of online educational platforms to sharing the freelancing educational content and entrepreneurship. And also in the universities, I have a lot of connections in Egyptian universities trying to enter the entrepreneurship ecosystem and building an ecosystem for entrepreneurs, either females also, because it's my pleasure to be the only female panel in the panel discussion. So we have a lot of opportunities, the technology as well. We are living in the digital era. Look, we have two from our panelists participate remotely. So we can use the power of the technology and the power of our population. Africa and Egypt, we have a lot of youth, a lot of females, we have a lot of energy actually. When I'm talking about the obstacles and the challenges, unfortunately we have some of challenges, but in our entrepreneurship mindset, we are trying to transfer the obstacles and the challenges to opportunities. First of them, the language barrier. We are facing the language barrier in our countries in Africa and Egypt, but as an entrepreneur, now we have a lot of startups and educational startups trying to educate and upgrade the language skills. Also, we have obstacles like the connections, bad connections, internet and electricity. This is a big challenge to scale in the freelancing and entrepreneurship to get opportunities from the internet. Also, we have obstacles and challenges in the culture and educational backgrounds. And nowadays, we are starting to acquire new way of working, but still we are used to work in the traditional way because this is a very safe side, because the freelancing and entrepreneurship required a new techniques and new skills and new characters to cope with all of these challenges and updates. Thank you.
So moving from the challenges to the opportunities, and please, let's all say welcome and hello to our babypreneur. We have this babypreneur over here. He's sleeping. Oh, she? Okay, what's her name?
Malika.
Malika. Where are you from?
I'm from Cameroon.
From Cameroon?
Yes.
Okay, I visited Cameroon during the African Cup. Okay. I like the country so much. So let's please give a hand to Malika, our babypreneur. She came all across to stay with us, okay? And of course, this is a token of appreciation to Malika, this is the first investment for Malika's business to do in the future. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, Alan, let's go to Alan right now and resume the discussion. Can you tell us about the new technology trends related to entrepreneurship and freelancing education in Africa? Give us some insights about that. Over to you, Alan. Thank you.
Monsieur Alain.
Oui, ça va? Vous me
Monsieur
recevez?
Alain, oui. Quelles sont les dernières tendances en matière d'éducation, l'entrepreneuriat et au freelancing en Afrique?
C'est ça. Donc, je vais partager un peu avec vous l'expérience qu'on a faite à Serco, qu'on a transformée en 5 ans en un pôle d'innovation. Aujourd'hui, on a réussi à recevoir l'année dernière le prix mondial de l'alphabétisation délivré par l'Université d'Oxford. Et donc, pour nous, c'est fondamental en fait. Donc, on regarde comment on a pu faire. Et donc, je vais essayer rapidement de vous parler non pas uniquement donc, des tendances technologiques, parce que les tendances technologiques, on les connaît. On sait qu'il y a de l'intelligence artificielle, il y a les big data, il y a la réalité augmentée, il y a les objets connectés, il y a tout ce qui concerne la blockchain. Vous avez aujourd'hui aussi ce qui concerne des outils comme ChatGPT. Donc, tous ces outils-là, en fait, aujourd'hui, doivent nous interroger un peu sur le devenir de la connaissance. Parce que, initialement, quand on parle de la formation, de l'éducation, c'est centré d'abord sur la connaissance. Okay? Et tout le monde, en fait, va chercher à l'école, en fait, à connaître des choses, alors qu'aujourd'hui, le savoir, la connaissance est de plus en plus stocké. Et on peut interroger la connaissance et avoir accès à la connaissance à temps réel. Et donc, l'homme, s'il veut continuer à être performant, doit être un orgue augmenté. Donc, c'est important, en fait, aujourd'hui, de dire que la connaissance ne sert plus à rien, ça rend idiot. C'est l'une des choses que nous, on enseigne chez nous. Pour dire savoir ne sert plus à rien. Et c'est pourquoi les écoles traditionnelles doivent se réinventer. Si le savoir, en fait, est accessible désormais et que quelqu'un peut avoir accès de façon instantanée à ça, comme les calculatrices, à avoir accès du moins au calcul, qu'est-ce que nous faisons aujourd'hui de l'homme? Donc, nous devons évoluer des modèles, en fait, de formation traditionnelle, donc orientés vers la transmission du savoir, vers des modèles socio-constructivistes où, en fait, les apprenants vont apprendre par eux-mêmes. Donc, on n'est plus ici dans une logique simplement d'enseigner la connaissance, mais d'enseigner la technologie, mais on est plutôt dans une logique où les maîtres créent un contexte où les gens peuvent apprendre par eux-mêmes, mais ils vont développer des compétences, en fait, pour pouvoir créer avec la connaissance, pour pouvoir innover avec la connaissance. Et donc, c'est ça qui va faire qu'ils seront des start-upers, c'est ça qui va faire qu'ils seront des freelancers capables de répondre, en fait, au monde qui change. Et donc, c'est important, en fait, que nous puissions donc comprendre cet écosystème-là et comprendre aussi que pour arriver à faire ça, il faut tout un écosystème qu'il faut mettre en place. Et l'écosystème rend d'abord, donc, dans le modèle, il faut que, il n'y a plus de coûts imposés, parce que de toutes les façons, un entrepreneur, quand ne peut pas savoir à long terme, en fait, dans quel marché il va pouvoir, quand créer un produit, etc. Et tout. Donc, c'est mieux, en fait, de lui donner des compétences molles. C'est mieux qu'il apprenne surtout à apprendre, qu'il soit en capacité d'adaptation, qu'il soit flexible. Et donc, c'est ça qui va être les facteurs prédominants. Okay? Donc, pour moi, en fait, les tendances technologiques sont ce qu'elles sont. Mais à côté, l'écosystème et l'organisation à mettre en place pour faire de l'école, en réalité, un centre d'innovation plutôt qu'un centre juste de transmission de savoir.
Thank you very much, Alan, for your insights, and you tackled very important points related to knowledge sharing, self-learning, self-adaptability, as well as innovation. And then I think the knowledge component, Alfred, is really important. So how can informal education foster the environment and foster the entrepreneurship from knowledge to skills to adaptability? And we are talking about the learning culture. So how we can put those all together in one pot to have something valuable to the user. Please, yes, go ahead.
I would just do a small visualization just to stress the point. Thank you very much. So just to demonstrate, there's a bit of complication. We are in, I would say, sort of crossroad, because we have a growing population. So you can go forward. You can just go forward. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so we are all celebrating, saying that we have a growing young population, right? And this is what we are selling to the world. So we are saying that come to Africa, or think about Africa, because we have, our demographic is ripe, right? It's ripe for development, it's ripe for investment. But the only thing we are behind, or we are not taking into account sometimes, not all the time, we are thinking about it, is that we are not creating enough jobs for young people, okay? So partly what we think is an advantage, it can also be a ticking bomb, okay? So we know that when population grows more than opportunities, that's where you start having things like crime and so on, such as in some of the countries. But we have in terms of enrollment in the formal education, the enrollment is not is below global average. Okay, so what does this mean? Is we are enrolling less people in the formal education than we should. Okay, so which means we're not producing enough skilled people to be able to fit into the demands of the private sector. So we're together up to this point. So then, if we are not creating enough jobs to cope with the growing population, so we have graduates who are graduating on top of that with no enough skills to be able to be employable, then the problem becomes even twice. So informal education comes in where it's no longer about just what a person learns at university, or if this person is not even had an opportunity to go to university, then these are kind of young people that they can go through informal education to get the skills for them to be able to add value in the private sector. So I'll give a small example. If you have someone who dropped out, let's say primary school, it doesn't mean that this person is not useful. Okay? This person can be trained in IT, and we were just talking today in lunch with someone on our table, and she was saying that she has an 18-year-old, okay, who wants to learn AI, because he realized that if he learns AI, he'll get paid more. So that means we can train people who have dropped out of school or did not have the opportunity to go to school to be able to add value in the private sector. Because we are not creating enough jobs, and even at university, we are not updating our curriculum at the pace in which is required. So even when you talk about technology advancements such as 3.0, 4.0, and so on, but do we have the infrastructure to actually support those technologies? So it's not just us trying to catch up with the world, it's about trying to address our own issues, okay, and make the best of the resources that we have around, and that's where informal education comes. Because historically, the way we applied informal education is how do I exploit the environment around me? So if I am in a place where we have resource of iron, then informal education will help me to create things out of iron. So if we were actually implementing informal education as a mindset, it means that if I have gold, what would I do? I would train the community to mine gold and to be able to create finished product out of gold, and not asking someone from another world to come and invest to extract gold. I don't know if it makes sense, but this is where my point is stressed. So in our work, you can go forward. What we do after graduates finish university, we try to bring them to a place where they can have skills, soft skills, to be able to be employable. And this is part of informal education. So informal education is not just something it's not just about basket making like the way it's mostly advertised. This is proper skills that can be useful to the private sector and exactly what private sector need at that particular point of time. So each year, the cycle of skills is about half, meaning that what you have as a skill that is required now, 6 months later, that may already be obsolete. I don't know if that makes sense. So the only way we are going to catch up with that is by being able to have a system in place where we can train our young people, not only just the one who went to university, to get knowledge, okay, through mentorship and other informal education methodologies, so that they can apply that knowledge straight away into the labor market. Because otherwise, the private sector is struggling by not having skilled people, and our young people do not have a job. So I hope that stress. So thank you very much. I think that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Alfred, for your insights. The issue of reskilling, upskilling is extremely important right now, and creating a momentum of continuous education or continuous learning experience is important. So moving to Dr. Atif, and from your experience in multicultural environment, what do you think those challenges and opportunities faced by entrepreneurs and freelancers in our beloved continent, Africa, in terms of education, training and learning?
Je rentre pour la présentation. Voilà. En fait, pour parler de l'Afrique, il faut déjà connaître l'Afrique. Je suis certain que même nos amis de Sengor ici, chacun connaît très bien son pays, mais il ne connaît pas les voisins, un peu. Donc أول شيء عشان نتكلم على أفريقيا لازم نعرف هي إيه أفريقيا. أنا الحقيقة بسمع في مصر كتير مؤتمرات عن أفريقيا وحاجات ناس عمرهم ما طلعوا بره المدينة اللي فيها بس بيتكلموا على حاجات كواكب تانية. أفريقيا, l'Afrique est vraiment un continent qui est en pleine expansion. Okay? L'Afrique, c'est vraiment le prochain champion du monde économique, النمور الآسيوية القادمة. Okay? L'Afrique a déjà un seul exemple. Je vous donne deux exemples pour comprendre comment, en tant qu'Africain, on devait être très optimiste et très, prêt à sauter sur les occasions. احنا كأفريقيين المفروض نكون مستعدين. La première, c'est que en fait, il y a un accord de libre-échange qui a été signé il y a 2 ans, et jusqu'à l'année dernière, il y a 54 pays ont signé, 47 sur les 54. Donc في 47 دولة من 54 دولة أفريقية وقعوا اتفاقية تجارة حرة أفريقية. كم واحد هنا سمع عن اتفاقية التجارة الحرة الأفريقية؟ يرفع إيده. ممتاز. Et parmi nos amis de Sengor, qui connaît l'accord de libre-échange? Voilà, vous voyez? Donc, Dr. Nazar, we speak about Africa, we don't know Africa. Even we are African, we don't know. So the first opportunity, la première opportunité, vraiment, je ne parle pas d'obstacles, parce qu'il y a des obstacles partout. Mais en tant que je salue notre ami entrepreneur, parce qu'il a commencé à parler des opportunités. Donc la première, il faut voir cet énorme continent qui possède à peu près, vous voyez, 3 trillions, de produits bruts domestiques. Donc c'est une énorme force économique qui va être en fait s'est lancée très prochainement, parce qu'il y a un changement politique qui ont fait qu'il y a 30 ans, il n'y avait pas de stabilité. Maintenant, depuis une dizaine d'années, nous avons vraiment de stabilité politique, donc c'est l'ère de commencement de développement économique. في الفترة الأخيرة ما بقاش في انقلابات كتيرة في أفريقيا، فبالتالي بنشوف أفريقيا بدأت متزنة، وهو ده الانطلاق بتاع أفريقيا. Deuxième, je prends l'exemple de financement participatif, crowdfunding. Moi, je fais beaucoup de cours sur le financement participatif. J'étais en train tout à l'heure de mise à nouveau de ma connaissance sur le nombre, et j'ai trouvé que le nombre de plateformes de financement participatif a sauté, a explosé de 100 à 1660 plateformes africaines. L'Afrique est championne du monde de croissance de nombre de plateformes. أفريقيا بطل العالم في زيادة عدد المنصات الكراود فاندنج. أنا بعمل كورسات في الكراود فاندنج، والنهارده الصبح كنت بجدد معلوماتي. أنا عارف إن عددهم تقريبا 150 طلع 1660 plateformes. Ceux qui cherchent de l'argent, ceux qui cherchent un financement, il faut absolument qu'ils aillent sur le net et trouver une plateforme où on peut trouver vraiment de l'argent pour faire quoi que ce soit, n'importe quel projet, un projet technologique, social, même communautaire. La troisième, pour finir, c'est qu'il y a des associations qui se créent en Afrique pour développer l'entrepreneuriat et pour développer en fait la formation pour l'entrepreneuriat et pour développer les PME. Moi, je suis très ravi d'être le vice-président de l'Association africaine de PME. Je représente en fait le pays de l'Afrique du Nord, donc toute l'Afrique du Nord, l'Égypte, Libye, l'Algérie, la Tunisie, dans l'association. في جمعية اسمها الجمعية الأفريقية للمشروعات الصغيرة وأنا بتشرف أن أنا نائب الرئيس لدول شمال أفريقيا. On fait beaucoup de formations, beaucoup de concours, même de financements. On est en train maintenant de réfléchir. Le siège officiel est à Pailessa, en Nigeria. Il n'y a pas trop de francophones dedans, la plupart sont des anglophones. Mais en fait, il y a des formations, la plupart du temps, gratuites. Et des formations qui sont proposées chez vous, en Afrique. Donc l'Afrique aussi se développe et utilise les associations. Nous avons ici Nevin, je remercie Nevin qui est la présidente de l'association des ingénieurs francophones égyptiens. Et elle fait aussi la même chose pour promouvoir l'entrepreneuriat. Donc il faut penser que comme les États, les universités, en fait le pouvoir public, mais aussi les communautés, vous-même, vous rentrez chez vous, pouvez démarrer une entreprise sociale pour former les gens à l'entrepreneuriat, à l'innovation. كل واحد النهارده ممكن يعمل شركة، ممكن يعمل جمعية، ممكن يشارك في إنه ينشط الخدمات. شوف زميلتنا بتعمل ايه، بتوظف عدد كبير من الشباب من خلال فكرتها. نفس اللي زميلتنا دي موجوده في دول كتيره بتعمل انتربرينوريا وبتعمل منتورشيب وبتعمل الحاجات دي. فصناعه رياده الاعمال والمشروعات الصغيره اتسلف بقت صناعه لناس يشتغلوا فيها. يعني l'entrepreneuriat devient une industrie où on peut trouver des opportunités dans l'entrepreneuriat lui-même. Pas en tant qu'entrepreneur pour démarrer une entreprise, on démarre une entreprise dans en fait, le service de l'entrepreneuriat. Donc pour répondre à la question à Dr Nezar, oui, l'Afrique en fait face à beaucoup de challenges. Je ne veux pas prendre beaucoup de temps, mais je vous donne un chiffre très intéressant et je suis fier de garder toujours, c'est que le rapport de Global Entrepreneurship Mentor a démontré en 2019 qu'en Afrique, on arrive à trouver en fait, des taux d'entrepreneuriat le double que de pays comme l'Angleterre, comme Grande-Bretagne. C'est-à-dire les gens d'Angola, vous voyez, voilà, Angola, Madagascar, ils ont un taux d'entrepreneuriat, c'est-à-dire le nombre d'entrepreneurs par 100 000. يعني في دول زي أنغولا ومدغشقر معدلات ريادة الأعمال فيها ضعف دول زي إنجلترا. Il faut jamais en fait se laisser aller dans l'idée que l'Afrique est moins. L'Afrique n'est pas vraiment. On est toujours derrière. On n'est jamais derrière. En fait, on n'a pas l'information. On n'a pas la bonne information. Donc, il faut voir que le taux d'entrepreneuriat en Afrique maintenant, depuis 3 ou 4 ans, est vraiment le taux maximal dans le monde. C'est-à-dire les gens commencent à bénéficier. Donc, même s'il y a des obstacles, l'augmentation du taux d'entrepreneuriat démontre qu'il y a un changement de climat d'affaires chez nous. Donc, مهما كان الظروف صعبة، الفترة الأخيرة أظهرت أن في تحسن في بيئات العمل في كل الدول الأفريقية. Il y a le dernier rapport de Doing Business de la Banque mondiale 2021 a démontré parmi les 10 pays les plus, en fait, les champions, il y en avait 5 pays africains. في آخر تقرير Doing Business بتاع البنك الدولي 21 ظهر أن بين 10 دول أكثر 10 دول عملت تعديل في بيئات الأعمال فيها كان في تقريبا 5 دول أفريقية. فبالتالي الدول الأفريقية بتتحرك بكاباسيتي بيوند فيما وراء قدرات تخيلنا. فأعتقد je pense personnellement que s'il y a des obstacles, les gens qui sont sur le terrain en Égypte, Côte d'Ivoire, partout, essayent vraiment de faire en sorte que ça aille vers le mieux. بكرة يكون أحسن من النهاردة، حتى لو كان في حالة من الإحباط عند ناس كتيرة، فإن الأمور بشكل عام الصورة الخارجية إن الأمور بتتحسن. هي مش بتتحسن قدامنا تحت رجلينا، لكنها بتتحسن بشكل جلوبال. Je crois qu'on ne voit pas le développement. Moi, si j'ai quelqu'un qui me dit qu'il y a en Afrique 1600 60 plateformes de financement participatif, je ne veux pas le croire. Mais moi, j'ai vérifié ces chiffres plusieurs fois pour confirmer vraiment, parce que c'est un changement énorme. Donc, il faut vraiment garder beaucoup d'espoir. Merci.
Shukran. Thank you, Dr. Atif, for very insightful remarks. And really, I like your positive spirit about creating opportunities in Africa right now. In the coming tiger, and the countries in African countries are the future tigers as well. Thank you very much. Also, if you would like to connect dots together, so we went through from the education challenges, technology, reskilling, upskilling, and see the opportunities, how to create businesses. And please get use of Dr. Atif and get his contact, because the association he is directing right now is extremely important for micro and small enterprises. And now we need to have a deep dive into the initiatives in Egypt right now related to entrepreneurship and freelancing, and the role of Ministry of Information and Communication Technology. So I'm asking Dr. Hisham, please give us some details, or some insights about the best practices that you have already at the ministry. How did these programs evolved? The impact, what was the vision behind that? And Dr. Hisham, floor is yours. Usually don't depend on technology. Technology is not a default. Really, this is what we call for entrepreneurs. For instance, you always have to be ready, because maybe you face some challenges in technology or something like that. So you may to have your tools on. Let's see. I'm not sure if this is here. لا Zoom هناك ممكن. أو قفل الزوم. It's fine. So there are some initiatives started in Egypt. Let me take this part until the connection is coming back. So with the mandate of the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology is to foster the tech-enabled environment and to have the digital literacy and so on. So there are many programs, and some of them at a certain point of time were activated for African students, like the Technology Leadership Program. Okay, so technology is coming back. أيوة دكتور هشام. Yes, Digital Egypt. دكتور هشام سمعنا? Can you hear me? We can't hear you. بس هنشوفها حالا دلوقتي. Okay. So لا مش سامعين حضرتك.
ألو.
أيوة.
دكتور نزار.
تمام كده. Thank you very much, Dr. Hisham. Floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this huge opportunity to represent what's doing and the cases running right now in Egypt. You mentioned, Dr. Nizar, a couple of minutes ago about reskilling, upscaling. This is a very important expressions to see how to scale the capacity building. Sometimes courses in schools, courses in universities, missing some skills required in the employment market relating to personal skills or linguistic or some technical practice. So this is the role of how to make some upscaling skills required to the graduate from the universities to match the market needs. In Egypt, around 100,000 graduates from universities each year go to the markets and need to be matched with the requirement of the companies. So, we can suffer. We suffer already from the availed opportunities with the required skills matching the graduates. So here we need two types of capacity buildings to do. The upscaling to fill the gap missing to fit the needs for the companies, and reskilling for some skills graduate from the some faculties like commerce, like faculty of arts, like faculty of law, to take some skills in ICT to help in his job, or to convert for some general job like the development in certain tracks. So the scaling here as a general expressions is not handling the courses as a classical training course, 25 attendees availing computers for each one. We work here on a model to make some sort of scaling for the graduates to make a fast and rapid capacity building for them, which is called the hybrid models, mixed between the physical attendance and online attendance for online learning as a skills gained through the Corona problems, and some of the courses for self-study. So this mix between the three types of studying enable us to make a very level of scaling. So our initiative, for example, one of the main initiatives running right now, it's Digital Egypt Pioneers Initiatives. I'm representing my presentations. I don't know you see the presentation or not, but I'll explain what's inside.
Yes, we see the slides.
Okay, Digital Egypt Generations composed of four missions. From left to right, Digital Egypt Marvels. This is for primary schools from grade 4 to grade 6, and it's already running right now with 10,000 students applied in and running right now. The second initiative is a Digital Egypt Cups, which is for students in prep school and secondary schools, and running right now 30K students. And this started 1 year ago. Digital Egypt Marvel, it's new, started this year. And the fourth one is, I will delay the third one to the last one. The fourth one is the Digital Egypt Builders, which is the niche graduates for technical engineers and the faculty of informatics, informations. This is studied with a special master degree from international universities in 5 tracks. The cost of each one may reach for 700K Egyptian pound per year, and it needs dedication. And the new phase of this initiative doesn't need a dedication and some tuning to minimize the cost. The last one in my discussion is the third one here. It's a Digital Egypt Pioneer. That this initiative targets the university students and the graduates till age 60 maybe, and enable them to study in 4 modules. The first module is a technical track. The applicant select a track out of more than 60 tracks specialization. And the second module is the soft skills targeted to the freelancing skills, not the soft skills on a globe, as we started with us in this session as a light starting and encouraging Dr. Nizar. We select here how to guide the freelancing to soft skills topics. The third one is the business English. We try to build the capacity in linguistic, but directed to the business track the applicant wanted to follow, not a language on the traditional concept of how to study language. And the fourth one, and we can claim that this is the most important module in this initiative, is the coaching. After studying for around 4 months, we spend 2 months guide the applicant to apply for jobs on the freelancing platforms. And the benchmark for the companies working with us is to enable the student to be contracted for a job minimum of $300 or at least 3 jobs on the freelancing platform. And the vision of the ministry is to teach the freelancing for all graduates, or we are going right now with the guidance of the minister just yesterday to teach freelancing for the ICT schools related to Ministry of Communication as well, because this is the goal for countries with our situations, rare number of full-time jobs, and the opportunity is to work with abroad, and a problem of foreign currency as well. So the opportunity is to make freelancing push in this direction, to make scaling in teaching the freelancing, to make exporting, as I mentioned in the first talk, exporting the skills through working remotely without traveling to abroad. We opened the registration for these initiatives by beginning of December. Today we reach for around 40,000 applicants, and we will start in the couple of weeks the real education of this initiative, inshallah, with the cooperation with many companies like Al Harifa, like we attended with us, with some example, many companies, more than 15 companies, national companies, and more than 22 international technology provider as well, to be updated to the state of the art of the technology. So we, with these initiatives, we try to be so close to the market needs and filling the gap between the educations and the employments with the initiatives managed by Ministry of Communication, and working together with the private sector as well, not separated from them, by providing the technology, by applying the training, by applying a real model for employment. The KPI for us in this initiative is the employment, not just how many trainees we graduated from our program. The KPI is how many employed member of our program, and the company put under pressure that we put for them minimum 70% of the graduate must be employed before passing the 6 months of the lifetime for the initiative, which is very challenging conditions put by the minister. But we trust our company that they can achieve the target as a minimum. Wishing to make generations act as the leaders in the ICT market requirement. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Hisham, for the very elaborative steps and programs related to supporting the Egypt Builders or Digital Egypt initiative and different its pillar. And I know that there are quite investment doing in that, exceeded billions of pounds to support the infrastructure and to support as well as the training in that dimension. And thanks for the partners for success, where you already showed them on the screen. But now moving to Nermeen. After we saw with Dr. Hisham the MCIT initiatives, are there any innovative initiatives to promote freelancing and entrepreneurship in Egypt or in Africa? I know that you already, Harifa is there in like 23 countries or something like that? 7 countries? Oh, okay. So tell us about those type of innovative initiatives. Could be something others as an eye-opener for that.
Okay, actually we have a lot of initiatives nowadays. We have initiatives in the Ministry of Communication and Information Technologies, and on the other side, the private sectors, we have initiatives from big companies like Orange, like UN as well, USAID, Udacity for the online platforms for educational programs. Also the universities. We have a lot of collaborations with the competitions for entrepreneurs and freelancers. And we are at Al-Harifa, we are preparing for a huge competitions and programs for the freelancers and the entrepreneurs as well. All of these initiatives and programs create jobs, real jobs for the freelancers and to support startups, entrepreneurs and SMEs as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So the freelancing does not move and not stop into the area of telecommunications or even startups, but it can be a driving force for government, for businesses, private sector, public sector, and even the startups themselves. They can depend on that. So with this multicultural things, Alan, do you think there are some ethical considerations we need to take care of when we address the entrepreneurship and freelancing education with a tech-based and a tech-savvy environment? How about ethics and ethical considerations? Alan, floor is yours.
Monsieur Alain, s'il vous plaît. Quelles sont les considérations éthiques à prendre en compte alors que l'éducation et l'entrepreneuriat au freelancing deviennent plus axés sur la technologie?
Merci beaucoup. Merci. Je vous parlerai encore une fois en fait, de l'expérience que nous on fait à CERCO, parce que pour nous, la technologie n'est pas une fin. C'est important en fait que les étudiants soient responsabilisés. C'est important aussi que dans les valeurs que nous prenons au niveau de CERCO, que nous puissions intégrer la responsabilité sociale de l'entreprise et que les étudiants soient sensibilisés à leur rôle dans la communauté. Donc ça, c'est vraiment fondamental pour nous. Donc dans la formation, on insiste beaucoup sur l'agilité, sur la transparence. On insiste aussi sur le rôle que les jeunes ont à jouer pour eux-mêmes, mais aussi pour leur communauté, pour s'engager, pour créer et résoudre des problèmes pour la communauté. Et donc ça c'est un grand rôle en fait qu'on joue en fait à travers leur accompagnement, mais aussi à travers l'accessibilité qu'on va créer au niveau de l'école. Par exemple, en donnant des bourses au niveau des étudiants, par exemple, en permettant aux femmes, par exemple, l'année dernière, on a donné des bourses, par exemple, pour que les jeunes filles en fait, puissent avoir accès à la formation. On fait aussi des actions, par exemple, en direction des handicapés, en direction du moins des enfants. Donc, pour nous, c'est vraiment important que la technologie soit responsable quelque part et que l'engagement des jeunes soit, quand ils sont au-delà en fait, de créer des choses pour la communauté, ça prenne en compte donc, des raisons éthiques, etc. Donc pour nous, des éléments liés à l'éthique, à l'accessibilité, à l'équité, mais aussi à la transparence sont fondamentaux en fait, pour créer un monde où justement ce n'est pas la technologie qui est la fin, mais c'est l'homme qui est au centre en fait, de tout ce qui va se faire. Donc pour nous, on insiste beaucoup sur ces éléments. Maintenant, c'est vrai qu'il y a beaucoup de risques quand on met en place des technologies en matière de protection, en matière de données personnelles. Et donc, tout ça, en fait, intègre l'écosystème qu'on va mettre en place pour que la sécurité, pour que l'engagement social aussi et la responsabilité que le jeune doit avoir transparaissent dans tout ce qu'il va faire. Donc, on est très reconnu aujourd'hui dans l'écosystème aussi bien pour nos partenariats qu'on fait avec des opérateurs comme Orange, comme MTN, comme... même le gouvernement, que tout ce qui concerne la gestion des données personnelles, la collecte de données, la sécurité, la responsabilité, soit prise en compte. Donc on travaille beaucoup avec l'écosystème de manière à être vraiment une entreprise socialement responsable. Merci.
Thank you very much, Alan, for your insights. Again, the issue of transparency, responsible consumption, the human-centered environment, being safe, cybersecurity, privacy, these are ethical considerations we need to think about when we talk about freelancing. Responsibility is really a key issue. So, Alfred, thank you very much, Alan, for your insights. Alan, Alfred, can you give us some directions about bridging the gap between the formal and informal education? And highlight some sort of the opportunities as well for the informal to promote the entrepreneurship and freelancing education. Floor is yours.
So my first example would be we worked with Dodoma University in Tanzania. And when we entered to an agreement with them to train their graduates, what we found out is that within the university, there was no any link between the university and the private sector. So when you look at universities like Stanford and other top universities in the world, they have very close link with private sector. And how do they do that? They would invite CEOs and other leaders, business leaders, to go to university to provide lectures. So why do I bring this? Is because there's no way we can separate informal and formal education. So they have to work together, meaning that as a university, if changing curriculum is something that is going to take lots of process to happen. So realistically, we are not expecting university to be able to change the curriculum every year. So the lecturer will probably provide the same notes that he used this year, he will use the same notes next year. So what's the solution? The solution is we have to embed informal education in the formal education. And how do we do that? We need to bring people from private sector and government, if that possible, to come to have a relationship with the university, and for formal education to, it doesn't necessarily have to be included in the curriculum, but it has to be embedded. And one of example way of doing this is having employability department in the university, okay? And how that is done is instead of an employability program to be provided by someone like us, what we're doing now, we actually think it's better for that to be part of the university, but not necessarily controlled by university. So it's embedded where graduates, university students, or even we can even start a little earlier than that, they can learn throughout their time at university. So we should encourage our young people to start businesses while they're still at university, right? So I don't think we have to wait for someone to graduate for them to start learning skills that they need to either start a business or to go and be employed. And this this is informal education. So when we talk about informal education, we mean education outside the curriculum, mostly through experiences, okay? So, so the second thing that we noticed is that the teaching material or the teaching methodology is not the one that meets the demand for the current technological transformation and technological advancement. So I'll give you a small example. If you are teaching a student, engineering student, on how to assess a car, just a simple assessment, so mechanical engineering, right? We have, let's say, Mercedes S-Class. So do you have a prototype of an engine in the university while you're teaching a student for them to understand exactly what's the difference between the Mercedes-Benz of 2024 and that of 1983? So if we are teaching mechanical engineering students materials for something that is no longer in the road, what are we, what's the essence of that? So we need to start working together, okay? We need to start working together, the private sector and the higher learning institutions. And where possible, we need to integrate informal education within our education system as an embedment, all right? So that we can see the development of young people to be able to start doing something, their own innovation and entrepreneurship early on. So entrepreneurship shouldn't be something people do when they're 20s or 30s. They can start doing that when they're 12, when they're 9, when they're 13. We can encourage that at home. Okay? So that's number one. But the second way we can do that is parents. Parents can play a role in the informal education. The same way we used to do that in the past, how would you do that? You as a parent, you have experience. So why is it that you as a parent, you have a child who cannot write a CV?
This message to Malika's mother. So, okay, so
You know?
this is directly to you, okay?
Yeah.
So take care of Malika, okay?
So if I am a parent, because I am a parent now, how is it me as a parent, I have a child, I have applied to jobs, hundreds of jobs, I'm a director at an organization, I know how to write a CV, but my son or my daughter does not know how to write a CV. So it means I have some knowledge, I should be passing to my son or to my daughter, but they're not passing that.
They use AI right now? Okay, the use of technology,
It's
wow.
okay, they can use AI. So these are ways that we can bridge the gap. And my last point is, when we talk about entrepreneurship, mostly the skills we need for entrepreneurship are soft skills. I was talking to a young man, I don't remember the name, and he was asking me some few questions. And I said, it always starts with conversation. Okay? It starts with saying hello. Okay? So entrepreneurship is all about creating connections, and connection that results to transaction. So connection, building relationship, and then transaction follows. And then after transaction, you do what we call managing relationship or relationship management. So all these are soft skills. And one of the things, for example, we teach is how do you greet a person? If you go to someone's office, as a young person, as an entrepreneur, how do you say hello? How do you shake hands? How do you sit? How do you look at a person when he's talking to you? How do you explain your idea? How short should you explain? How precise should you explain? And I said to you, we were with a professor here, and I was talking to this young man. I said, one of the ways you can do, you can write your own presentation about who you are before you go to any networking event, before you go to any place, so that you are able to, at any time, to give a very short introduction of who you are and what you do. Right?
Thank you very much. I liked your analysis and analogy and the linkages between the points. And I will add to what you mentioned that you have 3 main partners right now. You can rely on them. Biblioteca Alexandrina, and we have like now Rania Sharawi, and we have Sarah, and also we have Rania Egendi sitting with us, okay, and Niveen as well. So those are your partners for success in your initiatives. Please take a note for them, just email them, and they will be able to develop programs. And now Dr. Atif, Alfred was addressing doing Mercedes-Benz at the university. I take selfie in front of this car. This is the maximum I can do, or touch it, or something like that. So how about African universities, what they can do to promote the freelancing and entrepreneurship education, especially in underserved communities? How can these universities do with lack of resources, very tough conditions, from your expertise and your point of view, Dr. Atif, please.
OK. Je dis, la première chose que nos étudiants ici de Sengor ont déjà en fait l'expérience de l'entrepreneuriat. Je suis certain parmi eux, il y a déjà des... OK, je disais que je prends l'exemple de 2 universités, Sengor Université, où vraiment il y a l'entrepreneuriat et l'innovation. Il y a l'université a créé un fonds pour financer les idées des étudiants. Ça c'est nouveau. J'en suis fier en fait de le faire parce qu'il n'y a pas beaucoup d'universités en Afrique qui font. جامعة سنجور بتدرس ريادة الأعمال والابتكار، وعملت صندوق لتمويل أفكار الطلبة، وده حاجة جديدة يمكن نهني نفسنا عليها. Aussi, je fais partie de l'université égyptienne japonaise de sciences et technologies. On a un incubateur, et dans l'incubateur, il y a 2 entreprises avec lesquelles l'université en fait partenaire. Donc l'université ne prend pas de location ou de l'argent en retour pour le soutien, mais elle prend une partie de gain. الجامعة المصرية اليابانية عندها حاضنة تكنولوجية وبتشارك الطلبة، معظمهم طبعا طلبة خريجين و PhD، وفي طالب كمان عمل عربية كهربية بتهيألي كانت أخذت بعض الجوائز. فالإنكيبيتور في الجامعة اليابانية ما بياخدش أي فلوس من أي حد، لكنه بيشاركوا في الأرباح بعد ما الشركة تبقى كبيرة. Je vais terminer avec une image. J'aime bien les trucs visuels. Je vois l'université dans les temps modernes. L'université a toujours un rôle dans la société. Nos parents ont été formés à l'université, donc lorsqu'ils ont sorti de l'université, ils cherchaient du travail, c'est ça؟ أبهاتنا دخلوا الجامعة، بعد ما طلعوا من الجامعة قعدوا يدوروا على وظيفة، وكان وقتها الجامعة بتأهل الناس لسوق العمل. اللي فاهم كده يبقى فاهم كلام زمان. Les universités ne sont plus pour créer des chercheurs d'emploi. Okay? Les universités sont pour créer de la valeur pour la société. الجامعة المفروض تخلق value للمجتمع. عشان كده في حاجة اسمها entrepreneurial university، الجامعة الريادية. الجامعات مش هقول مصر أو غيرها عشان ما نزعلش، لكن كل جامعة بتخلق جامعة. هارفارد، مش عاوز هارفارد عشان احنا برضو بنزعل من هارفارد، لكن شافوا عدد الطلبة اللي طلع من جامعة هارفارد لو عملوا دولة اقتصادهم هيبقى ال11 في العالم. Les étudiants, les gradués de l'université Harvard, ils ont fait à peu près 30 000 entreprises. Si ils ont regroupé dans un État, leur État sera le 11e puissance mondiale. C'est une seule université. Imaginons combien de Harvard on peut avoir en Afrique. Moi, je prends cet exemple parce que pour moi, l'université, c'est pour ça. Moi, j'étais invité au Soudan avec le chef de l'association soudanaise des hommes d'affaires, et le type m'a donné ces informations que j'ai appris de terrain. Lui, il exporte la gomme arabe pendant 26 ans. Le temps, pour lui, il gagne $6 000, OK, pour la Turquie. Et les types turcs, ils prennent, ils font le traitement et le revendent à $64 000. Donc, le type en train d'exporter pendant 26 ans, il est en train de perdre pendant 26 ans à peu près $50 000. OK? C'est ça. L'université, s'il n'arrive pas à avoir quelqu'un qui va prendre les matières premières africaines et les sortir en valeur ajoutée, là, c'est ça la richesse. Si vous allez faire beaucoup de richesse, vous faites beaucoup de traitements. Je suis content, hier, on avait une session pour comment on peut traduire, transformer des matières premières africaines en valeur. لو الجامعة ما بتحولش الطلبة ان هم ياخدوا الرو ماتيريال اللي موجودة في مجتمعاتهم ويحولوها لقيمة مضافة اقتصادية ويبقوا في $64,000 الطن، هيفضلوا طول الوقت في $5,000 الطن وافضلوا طول الوقت فقراء. Je termine. Voilà, c'est l'entrepreneuriat. Je ne veux pas dire des choses الأخيرة. Je ne veux pas faire des choses très théoriques. Je termine avec la photo. في واحدة صورة بعد كده. Voilà, moi j'aime bien en fait l'écrivain Malcolm Gladwell. Okay? Malcolm Gladwell est un Américain, était le chef économique de New York Times. Donc il a sorti des bouquins très intéressants. Donc avant-dernier, David and Goliath. احنا عندنا في حكايه جالوت وطالوت الموجوده في الديانات كلها. في واحد امريكي مشهور جدا مالكوم جلادويل حطها في كتاب، وكتاب بيشرحها وانا دايما استعملها، والكتاب ده بقاله تقريبا 6-7 سنين. يقول في ايه؟ ان زي ما احنا شايفين في الصوره كان في معركه في ارض فلسطين ما بين ديفيد وجوليت، طالوت وجالوت. اوكي، جالوت ده كان راعي غنم ما عندوش في حياته غير راعي الغنم وعنده نبله، وحصل تحدي بينه وبين جالوت، وكان مفروض التحدي ده كان ان هو هياخد الارض. جالوت ده كان ملك وكان هياخد الارض لو ده خسر التحدي. اما راحوا يوم التحدي كان في شخص اللي هو على اليمين اللي هو يعتبر قائد جيوش ولابس كل ملابسه، وراح يوم التحدي ديفيد اللي هو طالوت مسك النبلة بتاعته وضربه وموته في ضربة واحدة. L'exemple ici, on avait la bataille qui existe dans toutes les religions, c'est qu'on a David et Goliath, et l'histoire dit que David était en fait un type qui mâchait les moutons, et Goliath était un héros national, et la bataille fait que, en fait, l'exemple que je vais vous montrer ici, c'est que le plus faible n'est pas toujours le perdant. Parfois, nous sommes les plus faibles, les plus défavorisés, mais on sort gagnant. Donc, je prends cet exemple parce que c'est détaillé dans le bouquin, beaucoup d'exemples de l'entreprise, des situations où les plus faibles sortent de batailles gagnants. Moi, je fais projeter ça pour l'Afrique et pour nous et pour l'université. Si on n'arrive pas à avoir l'état d'esprit de ce type-là, l'état d'esprit de ce type qui a gagné une bataille, normalement pas gagnant. C'est-à-dire, si on prend des mesures très analytiques, mathématiques, un type très pauvre qui n'a aucune connaissance dans en fait comment on peut gagner une bataille, tout ça, devant quelqu'un, et les perdants. أنا بستعمل النموذج ده فقط عشان أقول إن مش دايماً اللي بيدخل المعركة وهو بيسموه بالإنجليش underdog اللي هو في موقف صعب اللي هو الضعيف بينغلب. ساعات كتيرة هو الكتاب بيقول إن إحنا عايشين في عصر الضعيف والصغير هو اللي بيكسب، لأن الكبير مش عامل حسابه، مش محضر له روحه. Je crois que c'est pour cela l'Afrique a beaucoup d'avenir parce que les autres ne le voient pas en tant que ça, ils ne voient pas les forces. Donc vous avez beaucoup de chance et en fait de prendre rapidement les choses en main et aller vers l'avant. Docteur Nazar, je termine par dire que je considère l'université, c'est ça en fait. On est en train de former l'état d'esprit. الجامعة مكان بنعمل فيه حالة نفسية عند شخص بيروح يخلق قيمة في المجتمع، مش بنعمل فيها ممكن نقول إن إحنا هنعمل فينشر كابيتال وهنعمل لاب وأكسلريتور وحاضنات، كل الكلام الجميل ده، بس لو ما اشتغلناش على l'état d'esprit ما فيش أي حاجة حصلت. On peut avoir des incubateurs, des pépinières, des fonds d'amortissage, des formations, tout ce que vous voulez, mais si on n'arrive pas à changer votre état d'esprit en tant que gagnant, vous devez être gagnant. Une fois que vous êtes gagnant, on ne peut plus vous arrêter. Mais si vous êtes perdant, vous vous préparez à chercher du travail après, probablement être n'importe quel employé dans n'importe quelle entreprise. Ça, ce n'est pas l'état d'esprit gagnant. Ça l'état d'esprit moyen. Quelqu'un qui, je ne dis pas moyen, ce n'est pas bien, mais on est là pour être en fait champion. Il y a l'entrepreneuriat, c'est l'art d'être différent, d'être leader, d'être des gens toujours en avant. Je vous remercie, mais avant de terminer, je dis encore une fois, je remercie la bibliothèque d'Alexandrie pour cet événement. Je remercie le Dr Nazar pour l'animation de session. Mais je vois qu'il faut vraiment être très actif, c'est-à-dire le participant de ce séminaire et ce forum probablement pourront poser des questions, échanger un peu. Je vois Dr Neza essayer d'animer, mais j'aurais voulu aussi que vous étiez plus en fait vibrant. Merci.
Thank you very much, Dr. Atif, for your insights, and thank you to promote the idea of entrepreneurship mindset, the entrepreneurial mindset. This is actually what we need to do. It has nothing to do with having the resources. It needs to do with our personality, persistent, perseverance, and all these things can go for formal and informal, as Alfred mentioned. And Dr. Hisham, my last question to you about the use of the ABC technology. Hello, everybody, do you know what is ABC technologies? The audience. You know what is ABC technologies? اللي هيعرفها هياخد جايزة. If you know it, you will get a prize. ABC technologies, okay, it's artificial intelligence, augmented reality, this is the A. B, like the blockchain, big data, and C, like cloud computing, cybersecurity, anything, and it starts with C. So, Dr. Hisham, can you give us some insights about the role of technology or emerging technology to promote innovation, entrepreneurship, and freelancing. So how this can help? I think we can directly connect it. You can connect this to Digital Egypt initiative with specific programs, as you mentioned. So you give us some insights about the role of emerging technologies for entrepreneurial skills learning.
You give a very interesting introduction about the questions started by EBC. Yes, we go through this exercise and in collaboration with the international technology providers, we are working realistic to create tracks suitable for any backgrounds. We can work with technology backgrounds deeply, like engineering and informatics. This is a track. We are working with the commerce track, targeting ARB and management of authorities. And we targeting tracks for the artistic. The last one is for general faculties, and the emerging technology is helping to make any jobs, starting from just filtering emails or creating a logo till creating a very complicated programs. We have many tools right now to do that. Some of them are free, like GPTs on Google, like Bard, or any example of GPT tools, and we can enable tools for non-IT backgrounds to make a virtual assistants, for example, using some technology tools, social networks, different type of networks. So emerging technology simplified a lot, many steps, consuming a lot of time and money years ago. Now it's available and for free. Most of them are for free, and it is simple to learn in very short duration of time. And these technologies changing the plans of many of international companies that projects could consume many months. Now it's could consume just a couple of days to do through this emerging technology. Emerging technology is a tool, very important tools. Always we say that ICT, it's a tool, not a target in itself. It's a tool for give a service with fast, cheap, and qualified or quality level of delivering a service. So we can use any of the available tools to make our capacity buildings.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hisham. And you put things like, which is important, which is accessibility and cheap, and you can have self-learning and different programs. This is the key for any freelancer who would like to upgrade and reskill his or her capacities in order to foster or to catch up with the new emerging technologies and new era of development. So as we are right now in the conference of The Future Belongs to Africa, so my last question to Nermeen: how do you see the future and prediction of the future for freelancing businesses and entrepreneurship with this old circumstances that we have?
Actually, I'm very optimistic about the freelancing and entrepreneurship ecosystem, because as per US, will be 50% of the employment will be in freelancing and remote and hybrid work style. And of increasing the technology and meta and VR and AI technologies, we see a lot of new job opportunities created in these industries. like Dr. Hisham said, virtual assistant, like Philippines, they are the best of the countries, is working in the outsourcing as well. And here in Egypt, we have a lot of opportunities like call centers and outsourcing of the freelancers and local talents. So we are need to focus more about how to educate our SMEs actually and our employer side, because all of the initiatives, all of the events talking about the talents and no one talking about the employer side. Because when we are the talents graduate from our initiatives and programs, they will work in this kind of environment of the employment. So we have to focus more on the employer side and SMEs especially by educate them to use the technology, the project management tools and the AI tools as well.
Thank you very much, Nirmeen, that you focused on the employer, not just only the employee or the freelancer by him or herself. Now, which this is the last minute in the presentation or the talk I have, I wish that we have like an engaging panel. I would like to invite the panelists on the stage. Usually, if you know me, I take selfie. So I call it wealthy, which is group selfie. So I ask everybody, please come to the middle of the room, please. Okay, anybody in the room, please come to the center. Okay, and I would love to have Alan and Hisham with us right now. So at the stage, we will have two selfies. Wahda, we are facing Alan and Hisham, and the other thing with the group. Okay, so the first selfie, so the first selfie in that direction. Okay, so we'll have our speakers. Ayman is there. Okay, so okay. يلا كله باين. لا أيمن مش باين. Okay. 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 We have a space. Okay. 1, 2, say cheese. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. Just come to the middle. Okay. So يلا كده. This is the group. This is the wealthy. يلا the wealthy. It's a group selfie. Okay. Huh? Oh, just come beside us. Yalla, just jump in. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yalla, just quickly. Are you all here? Are you ready? Okay. Yalla, ماشي. ها, يلا, jump in. يلا, بسرعة. ها, يلا. 1, 2. One more. Okay, last but not least, Dr. Atif. Oh, wow, just come in. Okay, wow. Huh? يلا. Okay. أنا أتصور مع دكتور هشام تاني هنا. Alfred, just come join with us. Okay, one more for Dr. Hisham and Alan. Ayman, okay, are all in? Dr. Atif, أنت فين يا دكتور؟ يلا. Okay, let's give a high break hand to. كلنا هنا؟ نطلع كلنا ولا إيه؟ Just give a hand of applause to our distinguished speakers. Dr. Atif, thank you very much. This is the financial award. Yes, remarkable. Okay, token of appreciation. Thank you. نفتحها كده and see what's going on. Amen. On behalf of Alan, and Dr. Hisham, you have two for you. Okay, so Dr. Hisham, I'll be able to see you. Alan, of course, in the first time, I'll be able to send it to you and see how to arrange it together. Okay. Thank you very much, distinguished panelists and the audience. I hope that you enjoyed the session. Wish you all the best with the conference. Stay connected. The future belongs to Africa. Thank you very much and see you next time. Thank you.